It's Saturday the 15th of April 2023, and it's a glorious day. Bit chilly wind about. 2 days ago, on Thursday, there was a massive leak of digestate slurry in the very north of the River Swale catchment area. It came from a farm just across the Yorkshire border in County Durham, and it's also run as a farming contract business. The information available is that criminals cut the locks on the valves of two of the large diameter pipes on a digestive storage silo and released thousands and thousands of gallons of this slurry, which gushed into the nearby watercourses via Stolworth Beck. And the water ran black with pollutants for hours, causing devastation in Dalton, Home, Gilling and Skeeby Beck. It's actually all one beck, it just changes its name as it's passing along, passing boundaries. A distance of several miles, ending with a beck running into the River Swale at Brompton Swale. And this next photograph shows this water carrying all this pollution. It looks absolutely ghastly, awful. I mean, why anyone would do such a thing? I mean, it's open to speculation. I mean, is it some kind of revenge? Who knows? A controversial statement by the Environment Agency, it was posted on the internet about what they were going to do, but it's subsequently been removed. So we'll just have to wait and see what action they're going to take. I mean, the cost of restocking alone will be many thousands of pounds. I mean, assuming you can find a source of breeding brown trout and grilling from the same catchment area to retain the sort of integrity of the gene pool, which is what the Environment Agency tried to do. Needless to say, there's much anger amongst anglers and nature lovers and local residents that this should have been allowed to happen. I mean, if it was criminal damage, I don't doubt the owner of the business. He's very upset about it as well. So what I'm going to do today is visit these becks just to get some idea of the lasting damage 2 days after the event. So, this next little video shows you what I found while I was up there. A little bit better than I expected. The water was running clear and there was more insect life than I thought, although much diminished, but no fish, trouts, just carcasses along the road. I mean, most of the carcasses have been removed. Very upsetting. This is some of the most glorious countryside in England, just to the south of the A66. A wonderful rural part of North Yorkshire. But on Thursday, the 11th of April, it was the site of a major pollution incident where thousands of gallons of digestate, a sort of kind of slurry, flooded into the river system. Now, this is probably the most northern of the Swale catchments. This beck in front of me runs down eventually into the River Swale, about 15 miles away. And it's at this point, standing on this little footbridge, just downstream of Dalton. And on my left is Dalton Beck. And on my right is Stolworth Beck. And it's at this point the two of them meet and go downstream. On the other side of this bridge, the beck changes its name and becomes known as Home Beck. Stolworth Beck. Thousands of gallons of digestate, a kind of slurry, poured into the beck, turning it a sort of dreadful black colour. Seemingly the cause was vandalism. These digestate slurry tanks or silos have two large pipes attached to them, usually about between 6 and 8 inches in diameter, and they have to have a valve with a secure lock on. Seemingly somebody cut the locks off with a bolt cutter and released this great mass of slurry or digestate into the drainage system, which eventually led down to here. And you can see quite clearly there, on the left there, the nice clear colour and the brown stones of Dalton Beck, whereas on the right hand side here of Stolworth Beck, all the stones are coloured black with this digestate. And here, just downstream of the bridge, you can see it perhaps more clearly. On the right there, the nice brown stones, which you would expect sort of peaty colour, and on the left, this black cover on the stones. And these are a couple of stones from the riverbed. The one in the middle is from Dalton Beck. The two on the outside are from Stolworth Beck. See how black they are compared with a nice healthy greeny brown. So I've come down today to do some kick sampling, just to find out exactly what's in here in Dalton Beck and what's further downstream in Home Beck, the other side of this little bridge. And the stones are all covered with this black deposit. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do today. And then later on I'll travel downstream to where various little lanes cross the beck and have a look at them. Well, let's have a look and see what we've got. Well, it's absolutely teeming with life. So a closer look at them. Well, that really is a healthy beck, is that? Front nymph there for clinging onto stones in fast running water. Look, well, let's just try the other side of the bridge where the pollution went in and see what we get there. Well, there is still some nymph life. One there. There's one there. There are 3 of these in here. I see 2 of them there. Beetle larva wiggling away. One noticeable thing is there are no shrimps. And fewer fly nymphs. Nevertheless, there are still some, which is quite surprising, given the amount of pollution that went in. So I'll just take a sample from the bottom of Stolworth Beck, just a little short length there. See what's in there. That's where the main pollution came down. Not really about the reflection, unfortunately. But there is some life here, but very little. It seems that the bigger nymphs have survived, like that one there. There's 2 of them in here. There you can see the other one there. There we are. And 1 or 2 smaller nymphs, but again, there are no shrimps. Anyway, let's put them back in and have a look further downstream. Well, this is Ravensworth, a few miles downstream. There's the old road bridge, and I'm standing on the new road bridge. And I wonder if you get a kick sample here. It'll be interesting. And is that a dead fish down there? I'll get my net and have a look. Unfortunately, it is. What a lovely little fish that is. And all these pink spots all the way along there. What a terrible shame. Well, there's another little dead trout. Tiny little thing. There's another one alongside it. But in his sample, there's still a lot of life, but no fly nymphs. There's one, a little tiny thing. But most of it is shrimps whizzing about. The thing about shrimps is they can tolerate a little bit of pollution, unlike mayfly and stonefly nymphs. They don't like pollution at all. There are one or two fly nymphs in here. As I say, mainly gammocks, shrimps. Anyway, let's put them all back in and move on further downstream. It's a decent flow, I've had a little bit of rain, but not too much. And these gravels look quite clean. But obviously there's chemical pollution in the water, dissolved ammonia and other such noxious things which suffocate the fish. Anyway, I need to find them out how to get off here. Up this steep bank. Well, the remains of Ravensworth Castle. I didn't realise it was quite so big. It doesn't look as if people visit it. Maybe it's on private land. It's obviously been surrounded by some kind of moat. It was probably a Mont and Bailey castle, you know, two great mounds, a wooden palisade, stockade around it, and it's been converted into a stone fort. Keep these northerners under control. It's been a million miles from London. This is the bridge on Comfort Lane between Ravensworth and Gilling. And this is, I think it becomes Gilling Beck at this point. And above there it's Holmbeck, but I could be wrong. And I just thought I'd just kick sample across here. And see what we get. It should be teeming with life. More fly larvae than I thought. Nothing big, just small. A fair amount of it. Oh, there's one decent size there. No shrimps. Yeah, well, that's pleasing. I thought the river and the beck would have been devoid of all life. It seems that the fish are the ones which have suffered the most. Well, the beck is more substantial now. It's now called Gilling Beck, and this is the bridge over the beck at West Gilling. And I see the odd fly coming off there. Yeah, quite a number of flies coming off. And that is looking downstream. I'll just have a wander down there for a bit. There we are. They will be really upset with this fish kill. I mean, there must be tens of thousands of fish killed in a sort of 15 miles from where the pollution went into Dalton Beck, all the way down to Brompton where it goes into the River Swale. There's a dead fish over there. Looks like a really decent brown trout, does that? There's another one in the water there, on the bed of the river. What is most tragic about being here at Gilling West, or West Gilling, is that there's a great hatch of olives taking place at the moment, and there isn't a fish anywhere. There isn't a fish rising to them at all. There are no fish to rise, in fact. Seemingly they've all gone. You can understand why people are upset. Well, I've just walked down from West Gilling to this little footpath, and lying in the water here is a wonderful trout, dead. That's an appalling sight to see. I can't believe it. I mean, how many of these were just carried away in the current? I mean, I've seen 5 so far. There must have been hundreds and hundreds carried downstream. Looking upstream, there's chiff-chaff, freshly arrived from Africa probably. Lovely dry fly water. Looking downstream, you've got all this wonderful stream of weed. All these caddies lava in it. Just below me here, a moment ago, there were 3 decent olives. Yeah, you can see them there. It's difficult to tell without catching one whether it's an olive or a sedge. There could be sedges, but there are a fair number of them. There's another fishing club which is obviously going to be affected. Certainly this water of theirs. This is Skeeby Beck. This is the bridge over the beck at Skeeby near Richmond, and this is looking downstream. Yeah, wonderful. now devoid of any fish. Here is an absolutely glorious display of celandines on this bankside. Absolutely stunning. Goodness me. Shiny yellow petals and heart-shaped leaves. So this is the last stage of the journey. I'm at Brompton on Swale, that is. And this is where Skeeby Beck goes into the River Swale. Let's just go down and have a look. It's a wonderful display of blackthorn, or sloes. Yeah, glorious. Tunnel of it here. What a wonderful time of year it is. Just beginning to go over. Oh, there's another lovely looking piece of river. The River Swale. Here at Brompton. Do you think all this water goes down past Topcliffe? And this is the road from Brompton, I think, to Richmond. And this is Skeeby Beck. There's a better view of the bridge over Skeeby Beck at Brompton. You can see there where it's been doubled up at some time, long time ago. Well, this is our final destination. This is Skeeby Beck coming down here, which I've been following for hours. And this is the River Swale. Oh, what do I make of it all? Now, as far as fishing concerned, it's an absolute tragedy. There are no fish left in that beck there, you know. Those water courses, I was thinking, there must be 15 miles of them. But there's still some insect life. And I've seen some flies coming off some olives and some sedges. So insect-eating birds, like the wagtails and the swallows and sand martins when they arrive, there probably won't be anywhere near the numbers of flies. I suspect there will still be some. And as for under the water, well, difficult to say. There are very, very few. So I think birds like dippers, and I've seen evidence of dippers upstream, I would think they're going to find it very hard. And kingfishers, well, there's nothing for kingfishers at all. So, how much will it cost to put right? Goodness knows. What I can't understand, you know, given the toxicity of farm slurries to aquatic life, is why there's no sort of embankment or bund around these places. You know, to contain the slurry in the event of such catastrophes. I mean, looking at the regulations, these SSAFO regulations, look it up yourself. Seemingly they only have to be about 10 metres from water courses. Fuel oil storage tanks, which come under the same regulations, they have to have a containment pound, a bund, around them. So in the event of a catastrophic failure, the fuel oil is retained in the pound. And why this doesn't apply to these slurry slide levels, I don't know. I mean, they're absolutely enormous. And here are three photographs showing you just how big they are and how much they contain. And you can imagine the effect if you get a massive all-in-one, or these large pipes, or you get a valve failure. The cause is just devastating. Anyway, we'll just have to wait and see what the outcome is. But on this lovely sunny day, take care. Cheerio. Bye-bye.